Hello everybody, welcome back. It's of course Cape Rugby TV time, where we every week take a look at what's happening in the world of Western Province Club Rugby, and of course currently the Stormers and the women's rugby, and well, so much going on. Of course the big thing at the moment is of course the Score Western Province Club Rugby Sevens. Before we get started, big thanks of course to our partners on board with us here at Cape Rugby TV. Score energy drinks, you can win yourself a case of Score. Score is of course official partner of Western Province Rugby and the Western Province Club Rugby Sevens, which of course, as I said, is busy happening at the moment. MChem 24-hour pharmacy on the corner of N1 and Durban Road, and of course Thorburn Security Solutions, your one-stop shop for your events, logistics, waste disposal, security. Go and catch up with Thorburn. Joining me on the panel this evening again, Jerome. Welcome back.
Yeah, thanks JP. Good to be back again, and good to watch some good sevens over the weekend. So yeah, good to be back.
Faisal Felton, nice to have you back, Binir.
Always good to be back, JP. Yeah, that has been a fantastic week, and yeah, tonight lots to chat about.
Yeah, there is lots to chat about. Of course, it's been a busy week for you guys. Last night was, of course, the annual Western Province Rugby Awards dinner.
No, yeah, last night was fantastic. I think the feedback received as well was great. I think just the mere fact after COVID being able to catch up and have all your clubs and everybody in one venue was fantastic. And
yeah.
So yeah. Was awesome.
What was it? We haven't had an awards dinner since 2019.
2019, that was the last.
Yeah.
So a lot of the clubs, like I said, just being out there was awesome.
It was absolutely incredible. I was happy to be there, Jerome. I mean, nice to see the players getting their blazers, their caps. The Springbok rugby players were there. All the clubs were there. Really nice occasion.
Yeah, no, as Faisal say, it was a good occasion for the clubs, and it's great to be with the professional guys and with the club guys, and also well done to the guys who receive all the awards,
yeah.
And especially to Jacques van Zyl from Helderberg being the club player of the year. He's
yeah.
done well, played Currie Cup for us from Super B.
Yeah.
So guys must never think it's only Super A or whatever, and club player of the year from Super B, so well done to him.
Folks, of course, it is currently the Score Western Province Club Rugby Sevens. This past week was the first of the run. We've got a lot of games for you this evening. We're going to be taking a look at some of the highlights, False Bay and Watsonia Rangers and Manenberg Rangers. Of course, playing at the moment in the various regions, the southern region, the northern region, and of course the Stellenbosch Paarl region. Let's get the ball rolling now. Our first fixture that we managed to catch up some of the highlights, False Bay up against Watsonia. This feature was brought to you by MChem 24-hour pharmacy, Score energy drinks, and Thorburn Security Solutions. This feature was brought to you by MChem 24-hour pharmacy, Score energy drinks, and Thorburn Security Solutions. Right, there we go. First match out of the way then. False Bay with a win over Watsonia. We also managed to catch up with their head coach, Peter Bernardi. We'll talk about that in a second. Jerome, first game out of the blocks.
Yeah, it's, I mean, tough for Watsonia because they never had a ball. And in sevens, if you don't have the ball, you can't play. So, but we know Falsby, they're very serious about their sevens. So it's a great victory. And Watsonia hopefully will get better results in as they play more.
But Fazer, you can't measure scores in the same way that you measure 15's results.
No, definitely. I think sevens is a lot different in that. And I think congrats. I think to Watsonia for sticking it out there and that there. And I think like Jerome says, sevens is different. You've got the measurement in terms of teams and divisions and stuff and that there. So it's a nice opportunity, and it's great for Watsonia. I think just playing and being part of the sevens.
I think so too. Fantastic stuff. Let's catch up with Falsby's sevens coach Peter Bernardi. Had a few words with us after the game. This feature was brought to you by MCAP 24-Hour Pharmacy, Score Energy Drinks, and Thorburn Security Solutions.
That's correct. What we found is after the season, it's a nice opportunity for those who still want to play. It's a nice team that incorporates sort of our whole club. So we've got members from the under-20s, the thirds, even the fourth team. We've got some of the old crocs even running around there who are still able to cope, and then of course our second team, which did very well, and then some of the first team guys are still keen to go, believe it or not. So yeah, it's nice to have everybody together. Yeah, 100%. We've actually been going for a couple of weeks. We gave the first team boys off. They played like 2 weeks ago, still a final. But the rest of the club finished up more than 2 months ago. So I've been getting messages, a lot of the guys wanting to play sevens, which is testament to the tournament and like the excitement that it generates. Yeah, lovely weather. It's perfect conditions. A little bit windy, but as we also said off air, this time of the year is always a little bit of wind. But yeah, nice hit out and a couple more games to go. So hopefully we can just keep the momentum going.
This feature was brought to you by MCAP 24-Hour Pharmacy, Score Energy Drinks, and Thorburn Security Solutions. Head coach of the False Bay Sevens side, Peter Bernardi, of course been at False Bay for quite a while now. So Jerome, False Bay very much specializing on their sevens?
Yeah, but one good thing listening to Peter is that they use some of the under-20s, some of the guys who play in the second team, guys who play in the first team, and even some older guys. So I think they've got that mixture right. It's like giving everybody an opportunity to play, those who want to play. So it doesn't matter if you play under 20 or third team or second team. They give them opportunity, and that's good.
Let's go to Rangers. They were up against Manenberg Rangers at the Score Sevens. This feature was brought to you by MCAP 24-Hour Pharmacy, Score Energy Drinks, and Thorburn Security Solutions. This feature was brought to you by MCAP 24-Hour Pharmacy, Score Energy Drinks, and Thorburn Security Solutions. Right, so even Stevens there for Watsonia, at least Manenberg Rangers and Rangers. 10 all. Let's quickly take a look at the logs then. So far in the southern region, of course, False Bay sitting at number 1 and SK Warmers challenging at number 2. They were 4-4, win out of success rate, and then Rangers up after that. Faisal, just going back to what Jerome was saying, the nice opportunity here is for a lot of the clubs, if you didn't play in the first team, maybe you played in the second team, maybe in the under-20s, maybe even the reserves, you have a chance here in the sevens.
No, definitely. I think if you look at the teams that are playing there, a lot of youngsters and that, a nice opportunity for them to showcase and that. And I think it's also, like Peter was saying earlier on, a lot of the players' injury, guys taken off, it gives a lot, the scope and depth within the club and that there. So it's fantastic.
Right, we're going to talk more about that after the break. Don't go away. We're watching the score. Western Province Club Rugby Sevens. Welcome back, everybody. It's Cape Rugby TV. Our big focus at the moment, the score, Western Province Club Rugby Sevens. Faisal, happening at 3 different regions. Just remind us again.
Yeah, so you've got a City Park, Goodwood, and then out in Helderberg Strand.
Right, and you've got pools in each one of the regions.
So basically pool stages, and then after this weekend, we basically have the top 2 from each of those pools. So in each region, you've got a pool A and a pool B, and then for the final week, you'll have 12 teams basically competing. How
many matches do the clubs play on average on a Saturday afternoon?
So for the next 2 weeks, it's 4 games, and then 3 games like this coming weekend. So pools of 8, you'll play 7 matches. So it's full.
4 games on a day, Jerome. How fit do you need to be to play 4 games on a Saturday?
I must say, just watching Saturday is like the teams are, obviously they want to win, but I must say they keep on rolling, they keep on supping, and they keep their guys fresh, so that help a lot.
Are you allowed to bring a player off and back on, or once you're off, you're off?
No, you can sub and you can go back. And
can you sub again in the game?
No, you can't sub again in the game, but what I say is they...
Oh, you mean the second game?
Yeah, they play guys, you can see before halftime they'll take a guy out, they put another guy in, so the coaches manage that well.
Yeah. How do they know this, Faisal? I mean, have we know that you guys did a sevens rugby coaching course last week. Is this something that you guys have been working on, that the coaches know how to manage the sevens game?
Yeah, like Jerome says, I think the key thing is how you manage your players and that there. So the one thing is with our sevens, we've given clubs opportunity to identify 15 and 20 players, and then on the day you basically cut it down to 12 players that will be on the field, and then it's rolling subs. So the guys are on and off and that there. So you can't use more than 5. But I think that, like Jerome says, the key thing is, is from the coach's side is how you manage. I mean, 7 minutes is in sevens, 7 minutes feels like 80 minutes to a lot of the guys. Yeah.
Well, one of the things that I also noticed is the number of gazebos around the field. So when the teams are having a break, they're sitting down, relaxing, getting their energy back in, getting their strapping and their massages, getting ready for the next game.
I think if you look at the teams, even the top-up meals and looking at these guys, so some of the guys that are out there, I mean, I was out at Goodwood and that there, and the guys are very serious there. So they're very competitive, pools and that there. So that was fantastic, and the gazebos are out, and I think that's what Seven's about, on the field and off the field, and the administrators, the managers, the coaches, and everybody's out there. So it's it's a great vibe and atmosphere.
All right, folks, let's move now. Gardens were up against Hamadiers. These two teams, of course, know each other quite well. This feature was brought to you by MCAP 24-Hour Pharmacy, Score Energy Drinks, and Thorburn Security Solutions. This feature was brought to you by MChem 24-Hour Pharmacy, Score Energy Drinks, and Thorburn Security Solutions.
Yes, this year, actually the boys, they just came today. We came to enjoy ourselves, came as underdogs yet again. This year, more clubs, more teams are participated. So the competition's even greater than last year. We came to showcase what we've got at Gardens and just to enjoy as well. As the 15th season just ended, coming into 7s, players still think 7s is like 15s, so we're still trying to get there. The game we played started off scrappy, trying to get their hands through. You know, guys want to bash it up, but the game of 7s is unpredictable. Anyone can win this, whether they're big club, small club. That's why we're just here to show what we can do.
This feature was brought to you by MChem 24-Hour Pharmacy, Score Energy Drinks, and Thorburn Security Solutions. Right, folks, so there we go. Gardens up against Hamadiers, 10 points to 5 win. Faisal, Gardens got a bit of experience in the 7s.
Yeah, no, I think they were the surprise factor at the last 7s and that there, and they did, very well in that there. So, I think when it comes to 7s and that there, anything is possible. Yeah. I think Hamadiers as well, they've had a fantastic season, and I think also giving the youngsters opportunity and that there. So it's definitely building phase and trying to keep the club together and that there for next year.
Right, folks, so of course we move from City Park, we go to Durbanville, where we are going to take a look at the northern region. We took a look at the match between Durbanville and Bellville. This feature was brought to you by MChem 24-Hour Pharmacy, Score Energy Drinks, and Thorburn Security Solutions. This feature was brought to you by MChem 24-Hour Pharmacy, Score Energy Drinks, and Thorburn Security Solutions. Right, welcome back, folks. All right, so let's quickly take a look then at the logs then in the pool. Of course, this is now Pool A for the northern region. UWC sitting at the top, followed by Durbanville, Kuils, Belha, and Bellville. Jerome, some interesting results there so far, but UWC will be happy with that. Durbanville also, and again what we see now, Kuils and Belha, in fact, still in with a shot, but they'll have to put the points on the board this week.
Yeah. You could see, JP, like we said last week, UWC played the winners of the Varsity Cup Sevens trophy. So, yeah, so they just an oiled machine. But I mean, the other teams were competitive against them. So, and I mean, in that pool, everybody was competitive, and the games was pretty even. Some of the games there.
Well, as you know, MChem 24-hour Pharmacy is, of course, the official pharmacy for Western Province Rugby, and of course the DHL Stormers. The DHL Stormers have now returned from their international leg, and they get ready for the Lions this coming weekend. Now, the players, of course, go to MChem 24-hour Pharmacy on a regular basis to fill their prescriptions and, of course, some of the other fantastic services that are available at MChem 24-hour Pharmacy. Folks, MChem 24-hour Pharmacy is open 24/7. It's, of course, they're on the corner of N1 and Durban Road. You can see it behind me here. As I told you last week, if you pop in at MChem 24-hour Pharmacy, you might, in fact, be able to rub shoulders with one of the DHL Stormers players or some of the DHL Western Province Rugby players as they sometimes pop in there for a cup of coffee, maybe after practice at their high performance center, which is just down the road, by the way, from MChem. So very convenient. But MChem, of course, have specialized nursing sisters available for you across the various zones at MChem, so they can give you expert advice, and of course a very friendly environment. MChem 24-hour Pharmacy, when you walk in there, there's always somebody there to help you. They've got fantastic prices. The prices are really good, and of course the products, as we know, they of course aim constantly for the gold standard. So Mr. Malach and Lee and Joel at MChem 24-hour Pharmacy are always making sure that they carry the best brands, and of course they emphasize the fact that if you're not sure on getting something, try MChem first. Go there, and if they don't have it, then of course they will make an effort to find it for you. And of course, as I said, lunch at MChem, world class. There's an ATM upstairs, by the way, right next to the restaurant. So convenience is top. If you simply need to pop in and maybe have a bite, get a cup of coffee, and draw some cash at the same time. But really a friendly pharmacy with expert advice, open 24/7. And of course, folks, one of those pharmacies that you know that if you go to MChem, there's someone who cares. They're interested in what you have to say, and they recognize you, and they always say hello. So MChem 24-hour Pharmacy on the corner of N1 and Durban Road. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll carry on talking club rugby. Welcome back, everybody watching Cape Rugby TV. Our big focus at the moment, the score, Western Province Club Rugby 7s. Faisal, this coming week is it's crunch time for the teams. You've got to make it in the top 2.
Yeah, so I think this week you'll see a lot of, looking at the logs and that there, a lot of the top teams will, of the log will start playing against each other. So there's still a lot of opportunity for a lot of the teams and that there. So I think this week is going to be it's exciting.
Well, staying at Goodwood, we stay in the northern region. Let's take a look at the match between Northerns and Kuils River. This feature was brought to you by MChem 24-hour Pharmacy, Score Energy Drinks, and Thorburn Security Solutions. This feature was brought to you by MChem 24-Hour Pharmacy, Score Energy Drinks, and Thorburn Security Solutions. Noordicus and Kuils win there for Kuils 17-0. Jerome, Kuils has got a bit of experience as a sevens rugby side, but so does Noordicus.
Yeah, Noordelijk's always good in sevens, and if you look at the score, like there was two opportunities that Noordelijk has missed to go score. So I mean that score is actually for a team like Kuils, you expect them to put more points on the board, but well done to Noordelijk.
Tigerberg were up against Scottsden. Let's take a look. This feature was brought to you by MChem 24-Hour Pharmacy, Score Energy Drinks, and Thorburn Security Solutions.
Is nou 'n ander formaat van rugby ja, weer 7's. Die ouens is nog 'n bietjie nog baie soos die physical fight van die 15 man, maar is gou op moet ons swap na dat dep na die ding toe. So eerste is die eerste dag van die 7's wat begin het. So ons nog baie om te leer. Nou, hy vat net definitief na die gassies toe na die maar as die ouens kom, ons kom by mekaar, is lekker om saam te gel weer bietjie 7's. Die fitness is baie meer bietjie meer opper as 15 man. En definitief, ons kan niemand vir granted vat nie. Enige team op die dag kan wen, dit hang net af van wat ek insit. Soos ek gesê het, het maak nie saak in watter pool jy is, jy moet speel of wie voor jou kom. Dis maar dit.
This feature was brought to you by MChem 24-Hour Pharmacy, Score Energy Drinks, and Thorburn Security Solutions. Win then for Tigerberg 34-0 over Scottsden. In terms of the logs then, of course, we're going to see a bit of a challenge there. If we look at the logs, then Tigerberg are leading, in fact, followed by Hands and Hearts. Jerome, this is an interesting pool. Tigerberg, former champions, Hands and Hearts, former champions, Brackenfell, dangerous, NTK, dangerous. We've got a very, very tight pool here.
Yeah, no, it is, and also seeing Goodwood got a win there. Their season wasn't good, so I mean that's also good. But I mean Tigerberg, Hands and Hearts, Brackenfell look like a dangerous team also. So yeah. It's tough. That first four guys there, it can go anyway.
Yeah, Faisal, this is going to come down to the wire. This one, we can't call it at all.
JP, all I'm saying is come down to Goodwood this weekend, and you can basically see in terms of who's going to be those top teams, because I think we've got Hands and Hearts, Tigerberg, all these top four guys playing against each other. So, yeah, it's going to be a humdinger.
All right, let's quickly take another look at the logs there in Pool B. Of course, as we said, Tigerberg is sitting at the top, Hands and Hearts, Brackenfell. This is Pool F, in fact, folks, playing at Goodwood, NTK, Goodwood, Delft, and Scottsden. Of course, also, Faisal, I suppose one of the other things is that the score, Western Province Club Rugby Sevens, looking at it now, the entertainment factor is there. People are enjoying Sevens rugby, and it's one of those competitions that is easy to enter. You just phone 15 players, everything is done for you. You've got your jerseys. You just need to basically pitch up and play.
No, 100%. I think what you're getting at is I think we had 46 teams that's participating. Yeah. There's still about another 38 or so that should be there as well. So I think the main fact is it's not about winning, JP. It's just about having a team there and participating and being part of the bigger picture, being part of that Western Province, that community, that Saturday where the guys come out and enjoy the game.
Yeah, no, it is fantastic opportunity. Many coaches, of course, finished coaching 15s for the year, and this is that competition where you can maybe, would you say, relax a little bit more, Jerome, or does it become very tense?
JP, I think it becomes tense.
It's always
the
tense.
reason saying that is, and I think it's also good, Faisal, for the spectators, people going there, because they get their fitness in on a Saturday. I saw some of these ladies running the touchline shouting.
So we've got fit players, fit coaches, and fit spectators. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll take a look at some more of the games in the score. Western Province Club Rugby Sevens. Back in a sec. Welcome back, folks. You're watching Cape Rugby TV here on Cape Town TV, DSTV channel 263 every Wednesday, 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock, and of course repeat on Saturday morning from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. We were out at the score, Western Province Club Rugby Sevens. We've been to City Park, we've been to Goodwood. Now it's our time to take a look at the Helderberg region, or at least in Helderberg, where it is the Paarl-Stellenbosch region, playing at the Charles Morkel Stadium. In studio with me is Jerome Farvater, Western Province Rugby, Faisal Felton, Western Province Rugby, and we are talking about the score sevens. Jerome, other than the actual fixtures itself so far, it looks like it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, lots of fun. Lots of people coming out, enjoy the games. And I think this week we'll see some more people coming, because the word is out there about the sevens.
Is that the case, Faisal? Now people know where the venues are, you know where the parking is, your friends are telling you come and watch?
No, I think, looking at the club rugby season, like you said, it's at the end, and I think the only thing to do now at the moment is sevens. So definitely, I think you'll see larger influx of spectators and people, looking for something to do. And we've got 3 venues, so you've got choice, So I think we'll have a lot more people out.
Well, let's take a look. Highlights now. First game at Charles Morkel, Young People's up against Eersterivier. This feature was brought to you by MChem 24-Hour Pharmacy, Score Energy Drinks, and Thorburn Security Solutions. This feature was brought to you by MChem 24-Hour Pharmacy, Score Energy Drinks, and Thorburn Security Solutions. A win then for Young People's 26 points to 5 over Eersterivier. Jerome, how much how much difference would, call it, neighbourly home ground advantage have? I mean, Eersterivier obviously in the Helderberg region, they'll know the field, but Young People's are, well, they're a seasoned sevens rugby outfit.
Yeah, Helderberg always give people a run for their money. Young people, sorry, they're always competitive in sevens. So yeah, we know, And also there was a couple of good plays by Eersterivier, good offloads, good follow-up. Unfortunately, they could only score the one try, but they never gave up. So, yeah, it was good.
But looking at this pool here, Marties and Young Peoples have now stretched the lead, and well, Young Gardens and Collegians are going to have to do a little bit of catch-up there very quickly and hope that the points fall in their favour for the other matches coming this weekend.
No, 100%. I think, that top four again will be playing against each other, and it's up to each of those teams, to take the opportunity and to maximise and get maximum points.
Well, let's take a look now at the match between Mikasa and Strand United. This feature was brought to you by MChem 24-Hour Pharmacy, Score Energy Drinks, and Thorburn Security Solutions. This feature was brought to you by MChem 24-Hour Pharmacy, Score Energy Drinks, and Thorburn Security Solutions. Right, so result there then for Mikasa beating Strand United, 35 points to 5. Quickly taking a look at the logs. In that pool, Mikasa sitting at the top, Helderberg sitting in second place, Franschhoek, Kalmore, and then of course Strand United and Fora. So Jerome, if we look at those top three teams, Mikasa, Helderberg and Franschhoek, they're still all in with a shout.
Yeah, pretty much the teams that we expect in that pool that will be up there.
All right, folks, let's go to our score. Western Province Club Rugby 7 Spot the Ball competition. Every week we put it out on Facebook. We take a picture of our clubs playing in one of their matches. We take the picture of the ball and we remove it. Your options are A1, A2, A3, B1, B2, B3, C1, C2, and C3. Faisal Felton, I'm going to start off with you this weekend. I see you're concentrating heavily here to see if you can spot the ball. Right, and Jerome, you've also got a shot at this. Just to remind you that there's a case of Score Energy Drinks up for grabs, which none of you are going to win. Because you have got in trade-in secrets, I suppose, in trade secrets here on Cape Rugby TV. Right, so Faisal. You've got your sectors cut out for you. Take a shot.
Yeah, I'm looking at the two players behind, so I'm focused in terms of where the eyes are looking. And I think I'm going to go for looking at the bottom player, B2.
B2, you're going with B2. Jerome, you're also concentrating and thinking, how was this ball kicked in or thrown in? Give it a shot.
Yeah, I'm not looking at the eyes anymore, JP, because in this competition, I'm going C1.
You're going to go with C1, right? So I'm going to go with A2. Well, because we never know. We got such a sneaky editor. Oh, there we go, folks. Congratulations. All three of us, none of us got it right. A1. And then congratulations to last week's winner, Kyle Steenberg. Kyle, we'll reach out to you on Facebook Messenger, and you can, of course, collect your case of Score energy drinks. And remember, folks, you can join us on Facebook for the Score competition. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll wrap it up here, as, of course, our big focus remains the Western Province Rugby Score Club Rugby Sevens, currently happening at City Park, Goodwood, and Helderberg. Back in a sec. Don't go away. Welcome back, everybody. It's annual Score Western Province Club Rugby Sevens. Faisal, 6 years now of Score Sevens?
Yeah, so I think with Score, I must firstly, thank Score and sponsor John Stein and that there for coming on board and always helping and assisting in that. I think, for the clubs, a lot of them look forward to the Score Sevens. I think it's a nice opportunity, especially, the concept that we had with Score, set of jerseys for the clubs.
Yeah.
And it's a nice platform to start the season off with. So, thanks again to Score. I mean, their contribution has been fantastic all the years, always willing, always able to assist and help,
Just
wherever
looking
possible.
at behind me now, you can in fact see the Score jerseys behind me here, and this is one of those unique opportunities for teams to get jerseys, not only for the sevens, but also to use it in the 15s in another season.
No, definitely. I mean, I was quite surprised looking at, the season, during the season, you see a number of the teams using the Score jersey.
Yeah.
So definitely, as much as the participation is there and, sevens is there, I think it's a perfect opportunity, for clubs to start the season off on a great note, and, for Score as well to be out there and visible, and that is also fantastic.
And Jerome, from a coaching perspective, taking advantage of events like this, getting your teams into the event is one of those, call it almost like a responsibility for a coach. Get your team in, because it's not just about the day, it's about the next year of having your players together, getting an opportunity where you can actually get jerseys for your team. It's one of those times where coaches need to say, let's get a team in the mix.
Yeah, JP, and I think, this is one time of the year where it really doesn't matter whether you win or you lose, because it's always also an opportunity for the communities, for people to go out, and we know how the communities are looking for something to do on a Saturday.
Yes.
So as a coach, I don't think you can be selfish not to go and play in the Score Sevens. Just go play and have fun. The people will come. There's something for the people to look forward to Saturday, and just instead of sitting at home, go out to the field and enjoy the day.
Right, talking about enjoying the day, we were still out at Helderberg. Marty's up against Young Gardens. Let's take a look at this match. This feature was brought to you by MChem 24-Hour Pharmacy, Score Energy Drinks, and Thorburn Security Solutions. This feature was brought to you by MChem 24-Hour Pharmacy, Score Energy Drinks, and Thorburn Security Solutions. Right then, so Stellenbosch University, or at least Marty's, beating Young Gardens then 31 points to 0. Let's quickly take a look at the logs there in the northern region. And in fact, I mean, Jerome, if we go back to Marty's has been a winner before. This is a specialist outfit.
Yeah, no, obviously Marty's always strong and they always competitive in sevens and yeah, so look, it's gonna be tough for the teams beating those teams. So, but it's good for them just to play against the likes of Marty's and UWC and them. So it's good.
So looking at this region here, Faisal, you got Marty's on top, followed by Young People's, Young Gardens, Collegians. We spoke about that earlier on. Then Mikasa, Helderberg, and Franschhoek. It's a very close league.
No, definitely. I think all those teams and that, they're all, seven specialists and that there. And I think, having, the likes of Stellenbosch and the Marties and stuff and that there, I must, we had this chat early on, and I think, the key thing, JP, is participation.
Yeah.
And, I must commend the universities, UWC and Marties and that, for participating. And, during exams and stuff and that there, the focus is on there. But I think, again, we spoke about it, that commitment to the clubs and the community. Club rugby is not seasonal. I think we've passed that stage. We need to understand the doors need to be open. We need to be busy. We need to be active. Whether you've got workshops, whether you're doing sevens, whether you've got women's rugby, whether it's pre-season, there's always stuff happening.
But is that not one of the responsibilities of someone who manages the club? Isn't this what municipalities and so on want? They expect you to keep the place busy, keep your community engaged. Players who can't play in the 15s, this is their chance to have a bit of fun?
Yeah. JP, I think, from our side as club rugby, I think the key thing is it's not just about participation and playing of the game. It's the responsibility and the social responsibility within the communities. Yeah. So, if you look at the clubs, they offer a lot more than just playing the game, whether it's 7s, 15s.
But well, that kind of brings me to one of my points, is that sevens rugby is very much about the fans. I mean, if you look at the HSBC sevens, 50,000 people packing the stadium. There's only 14 players on the field. It's about the fans. It's about the entertainment. It's about the engagement. That's what they're looking for. This is your real opportunity, is to get your team around the field and engage the fans, because those are the fans that are going to watch you during your 15 season.
I think Jerome mentioned it earlier, and he said, there's some of the spectators are there from early morning. They haven't moved. They sit the whole day. But that's what it's about. It's just the art thing. I think, those days where, what are you doing on Saturday?
Up day
You're
7.
You're going to go watch the sevens and that there. And it's, whatever's happening on the field, the people are, they're busy and that there. And that's what it's about.
What JP was saying, JP also knows some of these clubs, they go after the sevens, they open their clubhouse, the fans go.
The fans are having
and
fun, you're making money at the club.
They back at the club. So there's a lot more.
Jerome, I've got to come to you because we're now in the dying seconds of our last section here. Looking at this so far now, 48 teams, 6 different logs across 3 different regions. Do you think that you would be, if I had to put you on a spot now, do you think that you'd be able to choose a dream team from the sevens?
JP, I haven't watched all the games, but just seeing some of the games, you can definitely pick a strong team out of all this, because we know a lot of these players playing, watching them during the season. So you can definitely pick a great team out of them.
Faisal, one of the big occasions, of course, last night at the DHL Western Province Rugby Awards dinner was the Sevens Rugby Player of the Year. Will we see from this competition a Sevens Rugby Player of the Year next year?
No, definitely. I think you're sort of letting the cat out of the bag there with the dream team and that there, and I think that's where
is that something that's on the cards?
That's on the cards and that there. I think, JP, we've got 100 clubs and, everybody participating, everybody winning it, for us, whether, the guys are winning, it's participation. But I think the one key thing that we're focusing on is creating that pathway for all the players. So even when it comes to sevens and that, we need to have that pathway to give, players and everybody with aspiration and goals and that. So definitely next year, you will definitely have, that sevens player of the year.
All right, I'm looking for the fans that are out there to tell us who the best potjie course recipe is of the year. This is always a big thing at sevens. Jerome, thanks for joining us. Looking forward to catching up with you next week. It's going to be an interesting weekend.
I just want to tell Faisal I can only handle under pressure.
Faisal, thanks for joining us. We'll see you again next week.
Thanks, JP. Thank you.
There we go, folks. Get down then to the 3 areas this weekend. City Park starting at 1 o'clock. Goodwood starting at 1 o'clock. And, of course, Faisal, am I right? Helderberg also starting at 1 o'clock?
Yep, all at 1 o'clock.
All 1 p.m. and a ton of sevens rugby action courtesy of Score and the Score Western Province Club Rugby Sevens. Come and join us. We'll see you again next week, same time, same place. We'll show you the highlights. Don't go away. Join us next week. Back then. Bye-bye.